Damian Bartonek on behalf of Fox West Texas, and joining me is Travis Griffith, running for Chief of Police. A big, big honor. And one thing that I did see, I was looking at your website before the interview, I saw faith, family, community. Typically, I'm sports. I love faith, family, football. Faith, family, community. I definitely can respect it. Tell me a little bit about that philosophy.
Yeah, I think that it's the most important thing to know about Travis Griffith is that my foundation is in the Lord, right? I'm an unapologetic follower of Jesus Christ. And with that, when I keep it in the right order of my faith and then my family and then my service, right, to the community, that it just all makes sense, right? Because when I get out of order, right, my life seems a little bit chaotic. But when I keep the Lord first, that's where I find that peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yeah, and I also saw on your website one thing that was very, very popular, something that you kind of really stuck by were your pillars of trust.
Yes,
tell
sir.
me a little bit about those pillars, and tell me also how those pillars differentiate you from all the other candidates running.
Yes, sir. I think it's important to understand that you can't police any society without their consent, right? So I mean, you can strong arm somebody into doing something. That's just a bully tactic, right? But you're going to talk about policing. You have to have the trust of the community. You have to be a partnership there to be able to come together and work for a safer, better tomorrow. And I think you do that through transparency. That if you just have extreme transparency, that builds trust. And as you have a community that believes in your police department, that believes that we're doing everything we can, that when any time that issues arise, that you just have a foundation that you can't lose.
And I saw in your background as well, EMT, firefighter. You speak a lot about the community. Tell me just a little bit about that relationship that you have with the community, what you've experienced from the San Angelo community and all that stuff. Just give me a little insight on that.
I think San Angelo is probably going to be the best last place to police in the world. What I mean is we have a citizenry, we have a group of people here in this community that is unmatched. And whenever you're able to get out there and work in around them and be with them and see their lives and hear what's going on, it's amazing, right? And through my time of serving on various boards or being at church or being at work, to be able to be there and see how the community shows up in time of need, and when they show up when things are good and bad and in between, it's wonderful to be here, and that's why it's a foundational aspect, because we have to. Times are changing. Unfortunately, there's no other way around it. We have to protect our West Texas values as we move forward, but also prepare for that future that's coming.
Absolutely, and I want to ask you a couple more. I know you have a very wide range of experience with a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
But some people would look at that as a detriment. They'd say, you're a jack of all trades, master of nothing. This role, you have to be a master of everything in this chief of police role. So what makes you feel and what makes you believe you are ready for this?
Yeah, it's a good question. So at the end of the day, I subscribe to the belief of being not so much being in charge. There's an aspect of being the police chief that you have to be in charge for sure, but it's taking care of those in your charge, right? You look at the fact of how you build the team, right? You put the people where they need to be. That's going to help move. You're talking about football. You're a sports guy, right? Help move the ball down the field, right? You need the right players at the right place. And when you do that, right, you don't have to have having the understanding, the knowledge of those different divisions, I think helps me, right? And I don't have to be a complete know-it-all in every section, right? Just understanding the concepts of how things work to be able to put the right people in the right place to help be the one that is the person that is right where they need to be.
And I know, we're all humans. We all visualize success. We all just envision, man, what's it going to feel like when we win, when we do this or that? For you, when you have those visualizations of winning this, of being elected as, in this role, what are those visualizations like? Are you almost moved to tears? Just what are those like?
Yeah. So I subscribe to wholeheartedly to the fact that the Lord is sovereign, right? And that whether that means I'm the next police chief, I'm going to take on that challenge wholeheartedly with the brain that God's given me and the skills that I've developed over the years and help develop that team concept that we're talking about. And if I'm not, I'm still going to praise the Lord, right? It's day in and day out. I have to be real that this is the day that He's given me, and I'm going to focus on it, and what the future brings, I'm going to leave it to Him.
Absolutely. And my last one for you
Yes,
isn't
sir.
a question. It's more so giving you the floor. If there's anything that I was not able to ask you, or maybe to slip my mind, just let me know, man. If there's anything you'd like to let me know, let the public know, feel free. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so my foundation, my pillars, if you will, the campaign has been to be about safety, transparency, right, and accountability. And I think as we look at that transparency that flows right into accountability, we already touched on that, but accountability that I can be accountable to the public, right? That I would love to be able to create a chief's advisory board of regular folks that can come in and to different parts of town. We'll change it up once a month, be able to hear what kind of crime we're facing, what kind of issues are they seeing, right? What are we doing as a police department to resolve those issues? And then to be able to, talk about just more transparency. What are we doing with internal issues? What are we doing with our pay and our equipment and stuff like that? Because I think that really sets a foundation for having a community that is involved, right? The more that we can get that community involved in our process and they understand what we're doing, then we're a better, safer town.
In studio, I'm Damian Bartonic. Travis, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and good luck to you in this race.
Thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely.